Hello, this is the Anonymous American Podcast for you today. I also just wanted to go ahead and start off real quick. There's some breaking news that has been developing about a fire breaking out of the Capitol building. I'm going to have the clip here in just a moment. Just remember to like, subscribe, comment. Also, you can donate to the Ethereum wallet I have below, but definitely watch this video in its entirety. It's only about 30 seconds long. But there, again, some sort of fire broke out in the Capitol building. There's going to be more to talk about the inauguration setup and everything here, but here's the clip.
Everyone's running from the Capitol grounds.
Obviously, some sort of warning message or just some sort of alarm has gone off when you listen to that video. But I definitely would keep an eye on that. I've been trying to keep an eye on Gab, Parler, Citizen Free Press. I'm sorry, not Parler anymore. Gab, Citizen Free Press, Rumble. I've been trying to keep an eye on it in a variety of places. But it looks like this is just a continually developing story, but there's just more and more going on with DC here. But here's some clips from a woman who's actually been in DC. She has been showing a lot of stuff about it and here and there, and I just want to show you some clips of what she's seen and how she's feeling in DC. This is just before the fire and everything, the breaking news that has happened.
I wanted to give you a sense of what they're doing to the roads behind. So that would be 1, the snowplow. That would be 2 snowplows. That would be 3 and 4. And then what you have is a little crowd of police vans and police trucks going on. And then at the end of the road, you have a fully camouflaged personnel carrier. I don't know if you can see that or not. Now, I don't want to say that this is overkill in a city where there's nothing really going on, but it feels a bit like overkill. You know what it feels like? It feels like one big stage.
So it looks like DC is going a little insane, and I don't know what is potentially going on right now. Definitely with that fire, and then what she's describing, other people have been describing. Again, I can't show every raw video of everything that happened in DC, but I've been keeping an eye on it, trying to get bits and pieces here to show you guys that would make the most sense and bring a cohesive story together. And it's really showing you that it's just a lot of setup is being put into this. Just tons of it. There's tons of people who are there. We have more people stationed there, military-wise, than we have collectively in the entire Middle East as the United States. So obviously things are going on, and I don't know what's going to happen. And the Biden team keeps freaking out more and more about potential National Guardsmen that are there, actually. Now here's just a quick clip here just to show you just how Biden has been doing. I think this is a pretty interesting clip to see. But definitely go ahead and watch this. It's only again, another 30 seconds, but in its entirety, just to see how he kind of looks confused, and it's closer to the end. But he just looks confused, puzzled, and then on top of that doesn't answer any more questions from the reporters. Here's the clip.
Really, we're going to be doing a lot of work and can hardly wait to have you. I'm taking this beyond what we're supposed to do. See you.
Okay.
Come on.
Is there any scenario you would want me taking the oath outside on Wednesday?
Do you think the filibuster will need to go to pass your stimulus plan?
Guys, come on, we need a partner. Go.
So as confused as usual, and he just refuses to really answer any questions outside of the ones he wants to answer, if they aren't already given to the press, which we've seen in the past. It's insane. And then right here, I just wanted to show you guys from Twitter. This is absolutely insane. Biden's transition team has revealed that there is a very real fear that members of the National Guard who support President Trump might kill Biden during the inauguration. So they're asking commanders to confiscate all ammo and magazines from the soldiers. This could explain a lot on why they were unarmed. I kept hearing reports they were unarmed. So, and I keep telling people too, military, they are not liberal socialists. They are conservatives. They primarily come from the South. Alabama has the highest per capita of veterans out of any state in this union. And there are many other southern states that are running up behind them, numbers-wise, just behind them. And it's other southern states like Texas and others. And you're telling these people, you know, that they have a huge fear of these people, the ones that defend you, and you're screwing with their vote, and you wonder why they're getting pissed. But the Biden transition team asked if it would be possible to determine which of these soldiers voted in GOP primaries or who have contributed to GOP candidates so commanders could station them away from the president-elect. This request was refused, fueling the fear of their attack. This is the Gestapo. This is the Nazi takeover. This is what Hitler would do when he'd take over with the SS. He'd go in there and he'd go ahead and tell them, okay, now any soldiers, anyone who voted for anything that wasn't for us, get rid of them now. So that way we only have our SS elite, those who would, you know, only die for socialism, or in their case, nationalized socialism over there back during World War II. This is insane. This is absolutely garbage. Who would do this? Who would think that would even be appropriate? I'm sorry. If I was the guy there, he asked that too, I'd slap him upside the face. I'd be like, what did you think? Why would you do this? And I think everyone should be reading that. I hope this isn't true, but I can't find anything. I can't find the source of this information necessarily, but it would explain a lot. So take it for the grain of salt it is. But if this is at all remotely true, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. And it's going to be leading to this next little clip I wanted to show you of a UK family and what could be happening next. I've seen some videos of this happening in Canada where somebody reported on their on another family. I think a similar thing happened here. But get ready for this kind of stuff to start rolling into the U.S., definitely with how Biden wants to build back better, like the rest of them over there do too. Here's the clip.
My house. That is William, right?
Come on. It's not William.
Yes, it is.
It's not
It's my house. Get out of my house. I did not ask you in here. Get out.
We could have forced the door if you didn't open it.
For what offence? For what offence?
Because of suspicion that you have people within your address that do not belong here.
I am a woman of this land, right?
Women of this land are not,
Listen.
doesn't matter.
Strong man. No, but strong man. Get out of my head. Get your fucking body out of my fucking house.
Absolutely not.
Right
Right
now.
again, I'm going to lift you for a breach of the peace.
Oh, just stop it, man. In my
Wait
house.
up. Yes.
In my house. I
Yes.
do not think so.
Oh, trust me.
What's wrong? What the fuck is wrong with you, mate?
Right, no.
Mum,
Hey.
no, please, my mum's no, please stop it, my name, no, please stop it.
Yeah, and this really pisses me off. Seeing more and more of these clips happening across the world, and it's going to start happening here in the U.S. There's no way it's going to be impervious to us. And now we have El Presidente in the presidential palace with all his guards and security, and making sure he's got his SS elite all around him so that no one can assassinate him. No matter how far he goes, no one will be able to stop him. He'll have unchecked power, even unchecked power from the masses, the American people who gave him that power. Well, didn't really. He stole it this time around. But the people where the power is supposed to originate is the people of this nation. And another thing I wanted to go ahead and be able to show you guys here is right here from that Congresswoman Boebert. So this is a very interesting one. It's just, oh my God. But she says in her tweet, Biden campaigned on being bipartisan, but is planning to spend his first week signing a flurry of executive orders to bypass Congress. From immigration to the Paris Climate Accord, he plans to sign away our sovereignty with record speed. Overreaching mandates aren't the answer. But the thing is, we knew this was going to happen. How did Obama-Biden do it? How did the Obama-Biden train go? And this is what they did. This is the type of stuff Obama-Biden did. They pushed these mandates. They pushed these things, bypassing Congress whenever they could, and then the few times getting Congress to go along with it, even though it was unconstitutional, like Obamacare. They just had the majority just long enough for them to ram it through and tell everyone, don't read the bill. Just do what we say. Just don't read the bill. But here's another clip here, though, about this is interesting. It's actually about CNN, or it's from CNN, and it's got some of our favorite guys in it. Go ahead and watch this clip and tell me what you think now, too, about this kind of stuff.
Information crisis that has been perpetuated, in my view, by platforms like the one we're used to work, Facebook, as well as Twitter and others.
It's really hard because what's happening is people are able to seek out the information that makes them feel good. That is what's happening, is that people have so much choice now. They can choose what their news sources are. They can choose what influencers they want to follow. And they can try to seal out anything that helps them question that. And I think that gets to a really core issue with how our freedoms as Americans and the way we've treated press freedom in the past is being abused by these actors. In that we have given a lot of leeway, both in the traditional media and on social media, to people to have a very broad range of political views. And it is now in the great economic interest of those individuals to become more and more radical. And I think that one of the places you can see this is on the fact that you now have competitors to Fox News on their right, OANN
Yes.
and Newsmax, which are carried by all the major cable networks, who are trying to now outflank Fox on the right, because the moment Fox introduced any kind of realism into their reporting, immediately a bunch of people chose to put themselves into a sealed ecosystem. And they can do that both on cable, they can do it online, and that becomes a huge challenge of figuring out how do you bring those people back into the mainstream of fact-based reporting and try to get us all back into the same consensual reality.
And just hearing that just makes me think of just Nazi-like propaganda that Hitler, that Stalin, that Mussolini would be just proud of. I can't believe how far this goes. And just it's like that whole phrase from Mythbusters from Adam Savage. I think it's like, I reject your reality and substitute it with my own. That's literally what you're doing. Is you're just like, I'm going to reject reality and I'm just going to put in whatever I think is reality. Why don't we just go the whole hog like North Korea and say that we have a unicorn and all this other weird stuff? And yes, that's actual things they say are true in North Korea. It's like you get so disconnected from reality, so disconnected. It doesn't matter anymore what is real and what isn't. It's like the George Orwell thing, and how many lights do you see? It's like I'm waiting for a scene like that to happen and someone to tell you, oh, the sky, what color is it? And you say blue, and they zap you, and it's like, no, it's green, or something ridiculous like that. Because it's just all about power, and if you can make people believe any of this other junk, why not just make them believe anything and you have total control over them? Have a thought crime. Oh no, the free market and people having freedom of speech, and there's a diversity of speech on the internet, and now cable, hilariously, for the first time in a while. And then you want to go ahead and say those people are the dangerous ones, the ones exercising freedom of speech, the ones introducing more speech. More speech is dangerous to them. They want to limit the bandwidth of speech so that there's only a selected few that are approved in their version of what they call reality. This is absolutely and utterly insane. And talking about alternative media, freedom of speech, having diversity of thought and ideas, here's some clips from Project Veritas. Sorry this video is getting so long. There's so much stuff to cram in this. This was actually supposed to be the big feature, was this Project Veritas one, showing the Twitterazzi and our Twitter Gestapo. Probably going to start calling them Twitterazzi because we got El Presidente, the Twitterazzi. We're starting to form, or Biden wants to form, the SS. He's probably going to turn something in the executive branch into the SS. Probably, the Secret Service? Oh, it's already SS. There we go. He's got, you got half your work cut out for you. The name's there. Yeah, definitely, damn. Just this is insane. But here's some stuff from Project Veritas. The full clip is posted on my Rumble, all my stuff, but also the source is linked below. And definitely support Project Veritas. This is just some clips. I did post it earlier, the full thing, but definitely go to Project Veritas, check out the source, and if anything, subscribe to them, look at them, and anything they pretty much post is usually worth watching. But here's some clips of the Twitterazzi going insane and talking about global censorship and how this is going to be a continual thing.
James O'Keefe here, Project Veritas. Last week, we released that whistleblower tape of CEO Jack Dorsey expanding his ideas of censorship. Not only was Project Veritas not deplatformed, we were trending number 6 on Twitter.
The civic integrity policy in particular has a range of options, from labeling to removal in some instances to permanent suspension.
Vijay, I think you have the list of the top questions on Slack as well.
Yes. Some of the main themes we're seeing, I think I've tried to address them, but whether we believe Trump's tweets are inciting violence and having real world harm, I think we've seen that, in fact, they are. I think the question is which ones are. We've also seen that Trump has attempted, since coming back from the timeout, to de-escalate the situation, which I think has been helpful and important for some, if not all, of the people who are following him. So we do think that that is a risk, and that's why we're continuing our evaluation of how these tweets are being received and interpreted.
Another question that we saw was just around the global application of this and how we can ensure consistency beyond just what's happening in the U.S. right now.
Yeah, actually, one of the interesting things is a lot of the work that we've been doing over the last week is work that we've built on in other places around the world where we've seen violence unfold as a result of either misleading information or coded rhetoric.
Again, if you want to see this in its entirety, sources below, direct from Project Veritas, the full video. Also posted the full one previously before too. But it just really shows you the Twitterazzi. They're really going crazy here. They're going full force, and they're talking about how they've implemented this around the globe. What this means is the nations. That's why the scary things, the things I warned about with these big companies going over to China and other communist socialist nations, is mainly just they learn these techniques and they're taught how to do it, and then they're shown how to implement it and algorithmically do it, and then go ahead and just import that, copy paste over to another country, more or less. It's not exactly like that, but you just do the same tactics everywhere else. So they want to bring the same tactics they use in communist China and other places around the globe over here. And then the one thing that pisses me off, that not a single congressman, not a single senator, not a single one of them have ever asked any executive from Facebook, any executive from Twitter, any executive from these big tech companies, if you want to be the arbiter of truth, then ask them this: is Taiwan and Tibet independent nations, or are they a part of China? Because right there, most of those people won't answer those questions, because if they do, they have to answer it the way that Chinese communists wanted to answer it, the way Xi Jinping wants it answered, the way Winnie the Pooh, wants it answered. And it just pisses me off. It absolutely pisses me off to no end. And here's a clip of Mike Lindell, yes, that guy. Here's a clip of him and him talking about a lot of the things that I'm very surprised. I wish more business owners like him, Goya, and others would, more of them need to stand up. More of them need to stand up for individualism and freedoms. But he basically states that a lot of people, the other half of the nation, if not the majority of this nation, truly does feel about this last election.
You can't hide this. I don't care how much they corrupt the media. I don't know how, and take away our platforms. There's 100 million people here that know that our nation's been stolen.
Now to end the show off with a little bit of a laugh, here's going to be some clips, or a clip from the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence, and the incredibly warm and delightful welcome that some military members of our nation gave him. Here's the clip.
Well, hello, Fort Drum. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik.
And I thought I'd go ahead and round off that video here with this picture, just to give you guys some ideas. I'm pretty sure plenty of you have these bumper stickers and probably are wanting to find ways to fix them. Well, there's a pretty simple, cheap, straightforward idea right there. If you'd like to just white out Pence and put one there instead. That's an awesome bumper sticker and definitely a great idea, and I think more people should be doing that. It's incredibly hilarious. It looks like this episode comes to an end. It's definitely been quite a lot. Is all I could say. It's one hell of a news day. It's only going to get crazier as we get up to the 20th, and possibly even crazier on the 20th and past the 20th. I'm still debating on whether or not to live cover the inauguration. I'm honestly, seriously considering it. I have no idea what craziness could occur, but there could be a potential in that. Definitely let me know in the comments. Email me, anonymousamericanpodcast@protonmail.com if you'd like. But I just, as I usually do, want to end off my show on a quote from a founding father. There's debate on whether or not this guy is a founding father, but I would say, if anything, he is revolutionary. And he he definitely stood for rights and stood up against the British during all the mayhem of the Revolutionary War. So I would consider him someone who was at least heavily a part of it, and known for a very famous quote that a lot of people don't know the entire quote and backstory of the quote. And this man's name is Patrick Henry. The quote is life so dear or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death. Again, that's Patrick Henry. Is life so dear or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death. Showcasing that no life is worth living in chains and slavery. There is nothing great in life if you cannot be free. And true freedom is giving every individual liberty, which is freedom with responsibility. Again, that was Patrick Henry. Thank you for listening to this episode. Definitely like, subscribe, share. I'm on Rumble, I'm on Dailymotion, and of course YouTube. You can donate to my Ethereum wallet below, which is in the description of every video. I'm also on Gab social media. Definitely been trying to push there more and more. They've been having some issues recently. I can't even actually get onto the website right now as I'm talking to you. They've been trying to for a while, so hopefully this will get back up and working, and I know more and more people are starting to follow me on there. But all the links, all the sources are below in the description as well, so definitely take a look at that Project Veritas video in its entirety. I posted that again earlier, but I think a lot of this builds up to give me liberty or give me death. I think a lot of this shows that at what point is this scorched earth approach going to finally stop from this insane left? Because they're willing to go to any extent to stop this, or to stop us, and to just push their side only, and their side does not respect the Constitution, nevertheless individual rights and just simple humanity. And it's becoming a huge issue. But again, like and subscribe. I hope you like the quote. Again, it's Patrick Henry. Patrick Henry, and I'll read it one more time. Is life so dear or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death. Patrick Henry. Again, I mean, I'm not a huge person on the whole God thing. I'm not very religious at all, but I believe you should have the First Amendment right to do so. Just I have the First Amendment right not to, and not to have to bend my knee to any God or to any king or to any organization or to any human being. The only thing I respect and I will stand up for is the Constitution and everyone's individual rights that are promised in that document. Because if they can take it from one, they can take it from millions. And that's what they've been doing. Slowly but surely. I hope you have a good start to your week. And sorry to have to give you all that breaking news at once. Definitely with the fire at the Capitol, I would say keep an eye on it. Go to Gab. Keep an eye on citizenfreepress.com and many other sites out there. But I would say that the Donald.win is a pretty good one. There's a lot of BS on that one. But I mean, if you sift through it, you can get into a lot of breaking news things that are going on. But thank you again. Don't be afraid to, again, comment, like, subscribe, or donate below. And have a wonderful, wonderful Monday.